Hey guys, welcome to Copernicus Corner. I'm over in Watcher of Realms at the moment, and I've done a good number of the dailies and whatnot like that. Let's go ahead and check on this Oracle's trial. Looks like I'm at ranking number 3 at the moment. I don't see much chance of getting up to number 2, but I may want to do a few more just to kind of maintain number 3. I did finish Artifact Material Raid 18 earlier today. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do some quick clears on this. Looks like I have 9 more today that I'll just refresh. So let's go ahead and do those and get those out of the way, and then see what things look like, right? All right, that was 909. We got 51 flawless meteorites, 125 mithril, 306 Mystery of Artifacts trophies, 41,580 gold, and 6,804 hero XP potions for that. We still have 38 stamina remaining, and we've got a little bit more of a lead on old Gosner down there. I'm not feeling super comfortable still. That seems pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and start some auto fights just to put a little bit more distance between me and him. I only have stamina for one right now. Oh, look at that. I failed to put back on fight on. Well, I guess you guys can see how I did this earlier. It wasn't the most wonderful method in the world. It was pretty fast situation, but again, it wasn't well thought out or anything. I just kind of blew into him with everything that I had and burned him down as quickly as possible. There at the end, I stuck Gluttony and Wrath up there at the top, and primarily, in addition to being blockers for the guys up there, was also just to get more speed, attack speed for Arrogance, because of course, him being a member of the Nightmare team, adding those guys out there increased his attack speed. So it was just to get that little bit of oomph that he needed to knock that boss out. So looking at the stats on that, as you can see, Xena is at the top with 4,948,570, followed very closely by Arrogance with 4,550,790. Then it drops down very quickly to Edrin, then Regulus after that, and that was actually pretty much all that I got out. That was all that had time to do anything in that fight. So there you go. Primarily, it was Xena and Arrogance who did that fight with a little bit of help, and of course Regulus he held the fella at bay, which was necessary. You know, you couldn't have him move himself. That was how we did that. We got 750 XP potions, 4,620 coins, 12 Mystery Artifacts trophies, 2 flawless meteorites, and 13 mithril for that. All right, let's click. No, I did click complete on that. Then back out, and I'm going to go over to the. Actually, first let's check the arena and see if that's available. Looks like I definitely want to refresh this and get 5 different options. I made 3 different arena teams earlier. I don't know if any of them will be sufficient. This is 343,000. Let's see, Monster VP. 343,717 is the Monster VP on this. I don't have a great team for this kind of fight. The air guys, I just don't have really a lot of good marksmen or a lot of, it's just not great air. Like I don't have a good aerial defense, but I'm okay, fairly okay at it. Hi, Roller, how are you doing? Well, thank you. We got Hot Soup being put down over here. Now, Hot Soup does a lot of damage very quickly. She's very impressive. I tried to get her, couldn't get her. She's got Ghastly Burst as her ultimate, deals damage to up to 5 enemies nearby, dealing 230% AoE damage every 0.3 seconds, lasting for 4 seconds. She's very good. And Lynx, I've seen Lynx a few times here in Arena as well. it seems to me that Lynx is also very good. Her ultimate is Frozen Rain, deals 600% damage to up to 8 enemies in range, increases the damage multiplier by 200% against enemies inflicted with Winter's Bite or Freeze. Meanwhile, creates a frozen domain with a radius of 2 tiles ahead. And then they've thrown out Zalitsu. That's another very good fighter for the arena. She has Will of Hegemony. Hegemony? Boy, it's hard to pronounce things some days. And that's her ultimate. When triggered, deals 380% extra damage in a larger range for 35 seconds, inflicting burning every time the hero attacks. I like burning because that goes along with arrogance. Xena as well. The effect duration is increased by 1 second for every kill during the skill. Pretty cool. I would like to have Zalitsu. Seems like it would be a good thing, but what I'm going to do this time is lose to Zalitsu among others. It's just horrible. All right, so slaughtered. That's what happened here. So that was someone with a name that I cannot pronounce, and they have 343,717 BP. Looks like topping the DPS was predictably Hot with 4,485,940, followed up by Arrogance, 3,776,820, and then Setrum with 3,420,090. All right, now we got 3 arena coins for that. And I'm going to try another of these sets of folks who actually have even lower BP. But we're going to give it a go and see how poorly this second group does. We're going to do team number 2 right here, who has 315,428, which means they're not going to do very much damage to the monsters at 343,717 damage. But I just want to see how it goes here, so let's give it a shot. See what it looks like. Fighting the same group again. So they're going to start out with Hotsuit, followed by Lynx, then Zalitsu. Let's see if we get any further than that with this team, or if we get as far as that. And maybe I can finish reading one of these that I think I didn't get to do earlier. Red Hotsuit. I don't know if I finished reading Lynx or not. Let's see. Okay, here's Lynx. Yes, I did finish reading her ultimate. And now I think the next one they put out is Zalitsu. And that was Will of Hegemony. There we go. Did words. When triggered, deals 380% extra damage in a larger range for 35 seconds, inflicting burning every time the hero attacks. The effect duration is increased by 1 second for every kill during the skill. I will note that this crew has gotten a little bit further than my last one, I think, because I believe I had died on that wave last time. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It looks like we're making a recovery. We beat them faster that time. All right, now they have out Anora. Anora has Worm Dive. When activated, Labor, which is her little dragon guy, immediately deals 360% AoE magic damage to up to 10 enemies in range. Then, during the ultimate, increases Labor's damage by 150% and expands both its attack range and damage range, lasting for 20 seconds. So we're pulling ahead on this DPS situation over here. All right, success. All right, so that was this person with 343,717 BP. And this time, the stats look slightly different. Hotsuit is still number 1 at 5,139,430. Next up is actually Setrum at 3,559,660, followed up by Arrogance at 3,340,790. Now you'll notice I have this guy Kai in here. I don't even have any gear on him. I just threw him on for his boost that he'll do to Setrum. So when he goes out, the intention is not for him to actually do anything, not for him himself to do anything, but more for him to increase the damage that Setrum does. That's the whole plan of him being there. So I think he's like level 1, no gear on. All right, now don't think I want to try any of these other guys with my current teams. Getting out of there, and we're going to go over to events. And we have this Ancestral Legacy. So, this is the board game thing. We have some quests that we've done. Logging into the game today gave us 1 skeleton bones. Spending 50 stamina today gave us another skeleton bones. Clearing any stage 5 times today gives us another skeleton bones. Doing 2 individual quests of the guild today gives us another skeleton bones. Now, we can obtain 5 pieces of gear from Gear Raid today. Could do that. Let's go give that a go. Gear Raid, let's do Gear Raid 1. And I don't have very much in the way of stamina at the moment. So we're going to have to get some, right? And turn on background fights this time. So we're going to use... I'm going to use another huge stamina potion for this. And then we'll start those background fights. Get out of there, and that should finish fairly shortly. And then the other thing that we can get is this perform 1 summons today, and I want to do that anyway, so let's go on this. And we've got the Invocation of Spirits, which is, not that exciting, but I need to get that that quest done on various things. So let's go ahead and click it, and we'll be 1 step closer to pity, basically. Because the last one we got was Dowchan, so that was like, the summon before now. Here's Rumnose, the 2-star defender. This cheeky goblin can't stay out of the drink. When healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. Alright, so we got that summon. So for that, we get 2 4-star psychic power shards. We also get to claim the box at the top right here for 35 more diamonds. I'm going to be obtaining 1 piece of gear from Gear Raid in just a second, so I'll be able to claim that, but not quite yet. So let's make 1 purchase in the black market of the Dwarven Association if there's anything there that I want. There's not currently. So I'm going to do the free refresh on this and see if we get anything there. No, I'm not so interested. Okay, this is the 2nd refresh. We'll get 3 per day. Nothing doing, so let's try it again. And, I'm not loving any of that either, so we're going to use 500 coins to refresh again. Still not all that exciting, so we'll refresh again. What I'm actually really looking for is, the discounted summoning crystals. That's what I'm hoping to find here. I'm willing to continue to refresh for a little bit because we'll get 10,000 gold when we buy something from here, so assuming that I run into something worth buying, that'll be good. If not, I can always just get this Josh or something like that, or Lancer or whatever, one of the guys that I can basically eat or sell or whatever like that. Still not seeing anything here that I like. I could get these auto fight attacks for 20,000. It's not the worst idea. And in fact, I guess I will, because the next refresh would cost diamonds. I don't really want to spend that diamonds. So let's get this for 20,000. And then we can come over here, obtain 1 piece of gear from Gear Raid to get 5 quick clear tickets, and then claim this 10,000k for making 1 purchase in the black market of the Dwarven Association. Alright, so we got all those dailies. Then I'm going to go to the Gold Dragon Pass, because we finished this daily quest to make a purchase in the black market, giving us 200 gold dragon coins there. Alright, so then we've got the events again, and we go down to Ancestral Legacy. How you doing, Aruvian? Going into the board game area, and we're going to claim this. So perform 1 summon today, claim those skeleton bones there. Well, that was good. I just saw we finished something else out here. We may as well go claim this for the guild, which was clear Gear Raid on any difficulty level 3 times. And for that, we get 20 guild coins, 20 guild activity tokens, and 1 small stamina potion. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and look at the donations window. We can donate some promotion insignias. let's go ahead and do these melee attacks. Submit those. And we get 25 guild coins and 50 guild activity tokens for that. I don't really want to donate any legendary extracts. As far as rare skill dust, I suppose I can do that. Get rid of 100 of those, and or 20 of those rather, and per tick, which ends up being 100. And we will get 25 guild coins and 50 guild activity tokens there. I don't know if I've claimed my huge stamina potion for the day from here, so I'm just going to check. Looks like I did. Alright, so I won't claim those, obviously, because I already did. Nothing else that I'm super interested in grabbing right now. So let's get out of there. About to finish this stage 5 of the gear raid. Or not stage 5, but 5 stages of the gear raid, which is going to give us another scale boons in the event. So I may as well wait for just a second. In fact, let's go over to the arena and see if we can refresh. Not quite yet. Got another 2.5 minutes on that. Well then, in that case, let's see here. Anything else I want to do while I wait? And I suppose I can check the mine, see what we got in there. I've checked it pretty recently, so it doesn't have a whole lot. We've got 950 coins, 750 XP potions, and 1 stamina waiting around in there. Alright. And I want to check on the Oracle's trial and see exactly where we were. Alright, so Gosnir is still 460 points, 464 points behind us. I think we're fairly safe. We've got an hour and 44 minutes left. It's not that he couldn't catch up, it's just that it seems like it's probably not super likely that he will. Nonetheless, I don't want to lose these 5 Paintress's brush shards. By the way, guys, I did find out where that was. I've looked around, and over here, we go down to shard assembly, and that's where we're going to be able to put together this Paintress's brush. If I can get those 5 shards, then I'll be able to assemble that as soon as this day is over. So that's something to think about. Over here, we have the Witcher's Hoard, and it has 2 huge stamina potions for obtaining 10 gear pieces from gear raids, so let's claim that as well. Just kind of looking to see what all we have here. I didn't realize some of the things that I have here, like completing resource raids. I could definitely get those. We still have 5 days left on this though, so I'm not terribly concerned. We don't need to do that right away. Okay, let's hop out of here. Check on this. We got 27,720 coins, 3,750 XP potions, a little bit of gear, right? Not terrible. I think, I don't know. You know, I think I may go ahead and run some more of these Mystery of Artifacts, actually. Because even though I feel like we're ahead, I really don't want to lose those 5 Paintress's brush shards. They seem like a good thing to keep. So I'm going to just auto-fight a little bit more here. 5 more times is what we have the stamina currently for. And making it a little bit discouraging for Gosnir to try to overtake me seems like a good idea. Alright, out of there. And over here, we have Ancestral Legacy finally. I'm going to actually do something here, I think, instead of just claiming quest rewards. So, let's claim this Scale Boons for clearing 5 gear raid stages today. Putting us with 6 of these Scale Boons. Those are the ones that are random rolls. So, let's take a roll and see what happens. Okay, we got a 5. Okay, so this is one where we spend coins and we're taking a risk here. We'll see what happens. We're gonna risk 210 of our dragon tokens, and who knows. Okay, so we ended up, we risked 210, we got 400. It's not too shabby. Okay. Rewards to claim here. Obtain a total of 1,200 Dragon's Gold, and we get 1 Ancient Summoning Crystal for that. obtain a total of 1,500 Dragon's Gold, and we get 10 legendary skill crystal shards for that. Back out, and we'll roll again. See where we get. Up to 628 Dragon's Gold at the moment. Alright, that was, I think, Whimsy Words. So we get 15 Dragon's Gold. You just get random things from that. Roll again. Okay, got a 6. Alright, we got the Magic Spring Dilemma. A forest spring shimmers with a strange light. Those who drink from it may face an unknown fate. Now, we've done both of the options on here. I think my better choice is to go with the conservative choice. If you're feeling especially lucky, go for the radical one. But for me, this is the better option, I believe. So, we pour the spirit potion into the spring. The water suddenly churns violently and changes color. If we roll a 10 to 16, we summon a spirit and get 100 Dragon's Gold. If we roll a 4 to 9, the antidote fails to work, and yet we still get 50 Dragon's Gold. And if we roll a 2 or a 3, the spring runs dry, and we get 20 Dragon's Gold. You know, I just noticed it seems that we can't roll a 1, I suppose. This is like a... It's interesting. It's... Yeah, well, no, of course, it's 2 dice. Never mind, I'm crazy. Alright, so we ended up getting 11, shockingly. The reward for that is 100 Dragon's Gold. Very nice. I'll take it. Alright, 100 Dragon's Gold in our pockets. Let's roll again. Okay, we got another 6. And that's going to land us on this this castle little thing here, which is the goldsmithing. The little castles with the anvils are facilities, which there are all different kinds of facilities on the board. So we have an opportunity at this point to upgrade the smithy. Right now, the next 2 actions after landing on the goldsmithy will increase Dragon's Gold gain efficiency by 30%. If we upgrade it, then the next 3 actions after landing on the goldsmithy will increase Dragon's Gold gain efficiency by 30%. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade it. We've got 785 coins. We got our upgrade. Okay, let's roll again. Rome Ruler says, upgrade up, spend it. No, I agree. Overall, it's been a good ploy to just buy those facilities. Oh, you can click on it and do it again? Huh. Well, that's good information. Rome Ruler says that I could have clicked it and done it again. Yeah, I had no idea you could do it more than once. How cool. Alright, we got the Goblin Gambit. A group of goblins invites you to a dangerous dice game. The wager is unknown. So, we can either refuse and prepare to fight, that's a conservative choice, or we can accept the gambling challenge, a radical choice. We're going to go conservative first and see what happens. We're going to refuse and prepare to fight. You draw your weapon. Goblins immediately assume combat stances. If we roll a 10 to 16, we gain protection and we get 100 Dragon's Gold. If we roll a 4 to 9, nothing happens. The reward is 50 Dragon's Gold. And if we roll a 2 to 3, we're cursed and we get 20 Dragon's Gold. Now, you'll notice that the lowest we can get is 20 Dragon's Gold on this. The highest we can get is 100 Dragon's Gold. If we went radical, the lowest we could have gotten would have been 10 Dragon's Gold, and the highest would have been 300 Dragon's Gold. But there's only a few numbers that would get you that 300. It's good, like 13 to 16, something like that you can get. I never roll those. As you've noticed, I'm sure those are not numbers that appear on the screen. I'm much more likely to hit the 10 than I am to hit the 300. Well, let's see. Maybe it'll prove me wrong. We'll find out. Nope. As predicted, it's an 8. Alright, so we got 50 Dragon's Gold. Arubian says, gamble, let's go. Ah, sorry, man. Rome Ruler says, radical. It's kind of broken anyway. Rewards to come. See, my experience is not that. We got 50 Dragon's Gold for that. But I have been trying to try both things so that I can see what all the different storyline choices are. But that was my first time to hit that one, so. Alright, so this time we landed on, I think it was another Whimsy Words, so it's a random reward. We got 15 Dragon's Gold for that. So, Coolio. Come over here to rewards, obtain a total of 1800 dragon's gold, and get 2 rare summoning crystals. Realm Ruler says, love your path. Yes, yes indeed. Alrighty, now, we've got all the stuff out of there. Let's leave here and go check and see. Let's see, what else will we have going on? Canvas and Bloom, we've got the 7-day sign-in ending in 1 hour and 35 minutes. Obviously, we've already gotten that. Those were the possible rewards there. I accidentally got out of the whole window because I'm cool like that. We got Masterful Strokes. That's all completed, and I have 36 attempts left. I think that we get... I'm not sure. I think we may get some kind of benefit from having leftovers, but I'm not sure that we do. Wizard's Hoard is the one that you do all of these different things, and you just get rewards for it, basically. So, completing resource raids, gaining money, or spending money, rather. Completing event quests, doing, I think, gear, enhancing gear. Those are the things that I have left to do. Brave Conquest starts in an hour and a half. That's going to be looting the gear pieces and artifacts from those raids. And then the Corridor of Glory is for leveling up, starring up, promoting, or upgrading heroes and skills. I'm at 3,049 of that. I can probably get up to the rare summoning crystal, maybe, if I go give that a go. I think this ends... I failed to check when that ends. Hold on. That ends in 5 days and 1 hour and a half. So, still have plenty of time on that. Again, I want to get as many of these Paintress's brush shards as possible. So let's see if I have anybody that I want to do that with. Actually, maybe not, because, well, yeah, probably may as well. Let's see what we have upcoming here. Special Invocation of Spirits. We're gonna have a chance to get Nezah and Beelzebub, and that's cool because either of those would be nice. I see Adril on here. That's, I think his name is Azoth. And the other one there always makes me think of Loki, but I don't know who it is. I've seen that person, the one right in the middle, a number of times, but I don't know who it is. So we have that going on. We're going to have, and of course this starts on Friday, and we're going to have this crazy Invocation of Spirits. Drop rate of legendary heroes increases to 2 times during the event. That's cool. Crazy Divine Spirits, drop rate of legendary heroes increases to 2 times during the event, and it's just one's, I think, using legendary summoning crystals, and one's using rare ones. We got special ancient summoning thing. Okay, now that's Emerit. So I think that Emerit pairs with Dao Chan, I think. Thinking this through for a second, but I think so. No. Sorry. Wrong word. Pairs with Anora. The one with the dragon. Anora. And I don't know what their bond thing is, but they have something. And the other one over here is Lu Bu. And that one's the one that pairs with Dao Chan. Oh, Realm Ruler says, can I see your heroes? Of course. Of course you can. Let's see who I have. Okay. Probably you recognize these guys at least as well as I do, so I'll just kind of scroll through them for you. Arubian says she got released the other day. Great hero. Yeah, I haven't really used release yet. As you can see, I still have her level 1. Rome Ruler says Nezah is... Oh, Nezah. Okay, Nezah. Yeah, Nezah's really good. I've seen her in Arena a lot of times, and she does very, very good. Arubian says Nezah and Beelzebub both are great. Yeah, I've seen Beelzebub in Arena as well, but not nearly as often as Nezah. Arubian says bond skills, what you're thinking. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know what their bond is, but yeah. Rome Ruler says Valise is a beast. Yeah, again, I haven't really actually tried her. I've heard you guys say that Valise is very good, but I haven't, I haven't had the opportunity to really mess around with her yet. That's probably as much of my heroes as you want to see, most likely. I guess I could... Here. There you go. Here's my greens. Alright. Now... I think I'll go over to the arena over here. But first, I guess I'll get this background for stuff. So we got 23,100 coins, 3,750 XP potions, 23 flawless meteorites, 67 mithril, and 138 mystery of artifacts trophies for that, which should put us at a better position on this Oracle's trial to not have to worry too terribly much. Yeah, we're now 600 above Bosner, and he doesn't seem to be making any strides toward that, so probably isn't going to be an issue. Looks like he's on the other side of the world from me, judging by our flag here. So it's possible, but I doubt it. Okay, out of there, back over to arena, and we will refresh these opponents here. Got an ad. Okay. The opponents are worse now than they were a moment ago, so I don't think I'm going to mess with those guys. They can sit pretty for a little bit. I only have one more arena permit right now anyway, so not high on my to-do list. Over in my storage, I have some shards that can be put together into things. So I have a legendary skill crystal shard that can, with 30 of them to be exact, more than 30 of them. To be more exact, but the point being, I can make a legendary skill crystal, and I'm going to do it. And I can also make a 4-star psychic power token, so let's do that as well. Why not? Always a good idea, I think. Okay, so we got that done. We have the Starcrossed Romance that I can go to the store in, redeem shop. And we have 4,950 of the blue plumes and 1,900 of the pinkish purple plumes. Okay, so for the pinkish purple plumes, we could get a few different items here. There's of course the frame for the avatar and the frame for the chat bubble. Those are both available. But for me, I think I want to focus on probably these ancient summoning shards, or could do those or the diamonds, but you know what, I'm going to do the ancient summoning shards. That seems like something that's a little more difficult to get, so we're just going to do as many of those as we can. That's my big plan here. Alright, so that'll get us 9 of those. That's not bad. Ends up being 45 ancient summoning crystal shards. I see that, okay, let's see here. Rome Ruler says I wouldn't be focusing on arena right now. Campaign, I just do what comes to me. Arubian says, with the artifact event going on, have you worked on your raids for that? I agree, Rome Ruler. Rome Ruler says, get those gems and ancient shards and skill points. Arubian says, thinks she was working on hard level campaigns. Yeah, I think there's probably quite a bit left in the campaigns to do for sure. It's just not as fun, I think, is the main thing. So prefer to do the other things mostly. Okay, so we got a couple of these legendary skill crystals I can grab, and I think I'm going to with the blue ones. And then we'll have a little bit left over, 950 left. Okay, so there are still some good things to get here. I think I may go for a couple of these 5-star psychic powers. Get that one. And then we'll have 250 left to get something else with. I feel like, yeah, let's do one of these. Rome Ruler says, buy those legendary skill crystals. Yes, absolutely. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think so too, Rome Ruler. The stamina potions. That's what I'm thinking after this. We get, looks like 2 of those. And then I'll have a look and see. 2 of these. And now we have 50 points left to use. I think I will do. Um, we could get 15,000 coins for the price of 10 auto fight chances. I think those are normally like 20,000 for 10 when they're on sale, I feel like. So maybe I get one of these and then two of these. Finish those out. There we go. Alright, used up all of that, except for the 100 that I can't use of the feathers. Those will just be in excess. That'll be fine. Okay, out of there. And then let's see here. The other thing that is going on right now is the zombie invasion. So, zombie invasion it is. Let's come over here. And I think again, it seems like I always do this late at night when I don't have like the time that it takes it to really devote to this thing. The endless stage is pretty cool, and I really like it. But at the same time, like I don't necessarily want to put 45 minutes to an hour in it. Realm Ruler is saying light and dark. Yeah, I did light and dark yesterday, and I've done that a number of times. This time I think I'm going to go fire and ice because that's what's presenting itself to me, and we're going to do a quick fire and ice thing, a relatively quick fire and ice. It'll be fine. And so I have the luck potions on right now. These are not none of these are fire or ice, so we're going to use a refresh for that and try to go toward getting that. It's not wanting to give me the fire and ice on this last one here, but we'll get there eventually. So what I'm gonna do again, because I don't want to spend a long time on this tonight, is I'm gonna get the stuff that is pretty quick, right? And you know, quick and easy to decide on. So anything that definitely stacks, I'll be grabbing. Anything that does like damage plus some amount, or like right here we got dark damage. Oh, wrong thing. Ah, I don't want dark damage. I accidentally got the dark. Ah, beautiful, lovely. All right, well, well, this should go quickly anyway. Um, So I can expect with the way that I'm doing it, I can expect to get at least up to say wave 20-ish probably, which isn't particularly amazing, but that's that's probably where it'll get going with the kind of choices that I'm going to be making. Essentially, I'm not going to be paying much attention to what I get, and I'm not going to be like um, getting you know, checking these and seeing what I already have. And that's when it's going to go faster, but also do worse. So, um, should should be interesting to see how this goes with with my interesting choices here. Like I've got 2 fire, 1 ice, and 1 dark. Going for variety, clearly. But what I've found is that things that say things like increases, expands, +1, things like that, um, do, you know, they do stack, whereas some other things don't stack. And so if I take my time with it and I check to see what I do have and what I don't have that I've already chosen, then certainly I do a lot better than if I just go through and look for those keywords. So, yeah, if it says things like this, fire plume damage plus 80%, that's not particularly great. I'm going to go with it because the choices aren't amazing here. But if it says something like that, that's very specific. And so that's only the one thing that's doing more damage. if it says like ice damage, like this does, right? Then you're gonna see that being more effective than if it just, if it says something specific, obviously. If you have more than one kind. Now, in my case, I actually only have one kind of ice damage and one kind of dark damage because I'm a fool who clicks buttons at random. All right, we're gonna get the luck +4 because we have the luck tools going, and then with not great options, I'm going to get the ice damage +20%. All right, now it's going pretty poorly over here, if you ask me. Not lovely at all. I have made terrible choices throughout, and so I don't expect to get much above level 20 this time around. But that's okay. Also, if it's a cooldown thing, then obviously that cooldown will stack as well up to the point where it is no longer relevant. So, I mean, if something has a 5-second refresh and you've cut it down to 0 seconds, then obviously you don't want to continue getting things that do that, right? So, yeah. Currently on wave 12 for those who are keeping track. Gonna get the luck. I think we got fire and ice mastery actually, so I'm gonna get that instead because I was trying to do a fire and ice thing. It's not really great, and as you can see, Spring of Sticks is actually out damaging both of them right now. But I think I'm gonna do it anyway, just because it doesn't come around very often. So gonna grab it. All right, grabbing the blizzard damage, even though it's specific. Blizzard is second highest on the damage that we're doing right now. That's interesting. The fireball, I haven't done the fire and ice as much, and so I'm less familiar with that than I am with the light and dark. And so some of these I haven't really noticed in the past. The Winter's Bite does it like slows down the guys, and I think it does a little dot on them as well, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. For those who are unfamiliar with this, for every 5 points of mastery that we get one awakening skill, which is really typically very useful. Out of these 3 items, we don't have light damage, we don't have physical damage, and so the only thing at all useful is the gold +200. So that's always interesting. Kind of the same situation here. We're going to refresh this, and I'll take the fire damage, and we'll go ahead and take the ice damage as well, and then skip. On wave 17 right now. As you can see, these guys are progressing quite a bit further on the field than they previously were. So that doesn't bode particularly well. Normally when they start piling up at the gate, it's about over at that point, as a general rule. They're not quite there yet, but they're getting close. We're on wave 19. Remember I had said, 20 is kind of where things might start to fall apart on this, especially with the terrible choices made here. If you can stick to just 2 different masteries, that's what you really would, for the most part, that's very helpful. And you can kind of control that to some degree by what you know, whether you use your refreshes there at the beginning or not. So you're not completely at the mercy of the fates on that. Only somewhat. And of course, you can always just restart if it's near the beginning and you don't want to use your refreshes right off the bat. See that all you have is like, say, physical. So you have physical and fire, and that's all you see. Well, you may as well go ahead and restart the game if you are really trying to get a good go of it. Realm Roller says no such thing as a terrible choice. It's fun. Absolutely it is. And so we got to wave 24 in spite of everything. Spring of Sticks did the most damage at 50%, followed by Blizzard at 31%, then Blazing Plume at 12%, and Fireball at 5%. So, even though I only had one of those dark abilities, it still did top the damage done overall, which is funny. Of course, what's really humorous here is that the two things I only had one of did the most damage. It's great. All right, complete this, and we can go and claim the quest reward, which is challenge 1 time daily during the event, and we get 10 auto fight attempts. Challenge 9 times during the event, and we get 10 ancient summoning crystal shards. That's very cool. Don't think I have anything else to claim there, so we hop out of there, and then we should have, I think, some shards to put together. Yes, we do. So we can use these and get 2 ancient summoning crystals out of those. I think those may come in handy here pretty soon. We're up to, let's see how many of those I have right now. It looks like I have 3 of those. You know, that's a lot better than none. Okay, so got that done. See if there's anything else important to knock out, or important to me anyway. Whether it's important or not is a whole nother question. We have the arena over here, and I'm going to refresh these and see what we can see. Okay, so now we have down here an enticing 50,188, and that's Andrew's. Now, it makes one wonder, what are they doing that they've made it this far with those numbers? It's hard to say. Sometimes they have something sneaky, sometimes they don't. Stage monster VP is 54,487, so I think this is probably not going to be an issue. We'll see. I've made the fatal error of not getting enough coffee in my cup. It's a sad day. Alright, so they threw out Etril first over here. She has limitless shots. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage, lasting for 20 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited, and her attacks no longer prioritize airborne units. Next, they put out Esme. I've never used Esme very much. I've used her a little bit in the faction trials mostly, but not much. She has Razor Storm Rampage. When activated, increases damage by 55%, and each basic attack lands 2 consecutive strikes instead. The second strike will attack a random enemy in range. Then they threw out Arrogance over here. Arrogance is great. That's all I can say for him. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know what to say about their choice of putting Esme out before Arrogance, but Arrogance is great. He does single target, he does AoE, he's just good. He's very high DPS. Alright, so stats. Looks like the highest damage on the board was Arrogance with 482,354, followed by Setrum with 319,431. The highest over on their side was Etril with 218,107, and of course followed by Arrogance. So now you'll notice Arrogance came out last, and even so, he did half of the damage that Etril did, and she had been out the whole time. So that just gives you an idea of where he's at I understand the premise of putting Idro out right away and getting her ultimate charging, and when you're fighting against lower BP people, I get the idea, but my experience is that aggro team arrogance is great. So we got 3 arena coins and 5,000 hero XP potions for that. And now we're out of arena permits for the moment. Okay, so I know you're wanting progression on the storyline. I can do a little bit. I won't do too much because it's already 12:49, but I will do a little bit. We're supposed to clear campaign stage H7-15. We're currently on H6-11, which is far, far away from 7-15. So let's go ahead and start on this. Okay, looks like it takes 12 stamina to do this fight. I've got 13, so should be good to go. Here we are defending 2 soul shards. They have 3 ground portals. They've got Baron Salem, High Order Abyssal Beholder, Raging Mutant Rodents, Abyssal Beholders, and Small Arachnids. Alright, so we're just gonna go with whatever team I have here. Oh, I guess I'll put some gear on Maul. Okay, it looks like he has gear itself, he just doesn't have an artifact on. Increases damage by 15%, one killing 3. Sure, that's fine. Alright, throw that on Maul. And everybody else has gear on, that's good. Alright. Its suggested BP on this is 174,592. Current BP is 624,898. So let's go ahead and start here. Arufian says, yay, here we go. Yes, indeed. Alright, so here we have a Baron, whatever he's called. Unfortunately, I can't just block him in like I would prefer to do. But that's alright. I think I'll stick Arrogance right there. And then I'm going to speed this up a little bit and put Etron out here. That guy has begun to move. Let's put, I think I'll just stick Cetrum. You know, I guess I'll go here. I wanted to go ahead and go a different direction, but I'm just gonna do that. It's fine. I think I want to speed it up a little bit, maybe. Suppose I can stick Dao Chan out and put her into DPS mode. Kind of don't want to do anything to block their paths in any way and slow them down, so I could put put Wrath up here, I suppose, just to speed up Arrogance's attack. Arrogance says, can we say overkill? Exactly, that's the whole thing. That's kind of why I haven't done too much more on it. It was, I guess my guys were getting stronger faster than I was progressing through the campaign, and so it became a thing of I I I feel kind of like a bully, like this is I would like to have to strategize, and I don't feel like I'm having to strategize on this. So BP is way higher than this area. Yeah, absolutely. I know that's the issue, and I've just sort of put it off because I'm like, it's it's a little, it's like beating up, kindergartners. It's not that it feels bad. So we got 25 diamonds, 470 XP potions, and 630 coins. That's the problem with it. And eventually, I'm sure I'll run into an area it's going to be more challenging, but it's getting to that point that has been difficult to overcome my aversion to. So here we have one soul shard to protect. They've got 3 ground portals. They got abyssal holders, raging mutant rodents, Baron Salem's, fallen archers. Those guys are ranged, and small arachnids. Now let's see. We have 3 out of 244. Again, I don't want to spend too terribly long tonight on this, so I'm just going to use one of these small stamina potions, and we'll get 60 stamina there. Alright, fight. And again, I'm just going to use whatever I already have here because, yeah, I'm not having to do the amount of thinking that would be ideal for it. So I wonder where we can put the guys right now. Okay, nothing too exciting. Just kind of halfway hoping that we would be able to. No, not there. That we would be able to stick them closer to the portals and get it moving a little bit faster, but well. Can't have everything in life, right? Occurs to me I could have put him one back and done better, but that's alright. Fallen Archer, a Master Archer plus by the Eldritch God himself, I think. I suppose I can put Chan over here. Get her in DPS mode. Alright, so we got a victory on that. And let's see here. I ended up getting 25 diamonds, 470 XP or XP potions, and 630 coins for that. Heroes do not attack enemies outside of their attack ranges. Seems like that would be common sense, but who knows, right? Okay, so we're on Gate to the Abyss, H6-13, and here we have 2 portals to protect. It looks like 4 incoming ground portals to defend against. They've got Baron Salem, Maddened Salem Farmers. Those are the guys who move a little faster when you hit them. Fallen Archers, which are ranged, and Maddened Salem Stablemen. They also move faster after they get hit. So, when orienting a hero, aha, didn't see what it said. It's a shame. Alright, so we're at 10 out of 30 at the moment. Guess I could throw Wrath down. For the most part, I don't think we're really going to get into range of Arrogance and Etran, so I don't know that it'll really matter if I put down others like Baron or not, because increasing their attack speed is all fine and well, but if they're not actually very much having to attack, it doesn't matter very much. Alright, got a victory on that one. 25 diamonds, 470 XP potions, and 630 coins for that. So now we're on H6-14. Okay, this is Fleeting Relief. We have 1 portal to protect. We've got 3 portals incoming. Lots of spots to put platform guys. And I have no idea what the ground looks like. Can't ever really predict where you're going to be able to put your ground units. So they've got Baron Salem's, Raging Mutant Rodents, Maddened Salem Stablemans, High Order Abyssal Beholders, Mutant Rodents, Abyssal Beholders, and Maddened Salem Farmers on this stage here. Oh, we can put these anywhere. How interesting. I wonder then if we can do this. And then I think I will just throw out some of these Nightmare guys to increase the attack speed of Arrogance. And then we'll put Leia out as well. Can't quite get close enough for Adrian to do anything. Alright, so we got a victory on that. 25 diamonds, 470 XP potions, 630 coins. And now we've moved on to 6-15 here. A storm is brewing. And we have 2 soul shard portals to protect, and we're going to be fighting against 4 ground portals. Looks like plenty of spaces for platform folks. We've got Maddened Salem Farmers, Maddened Salem Stablemen, Adag's Followers, Fallen Archers who are ranged, Uh, Raging mutant rodents. These guys are also ranged to Dag's followers. I don't see any little summoning portals for those guys. And then we have mutant rodents, or altars, you know. I didn't see any altars on the board there. Now we're up to them suggesting 180,787, so it's moved up a little bit. Getting a little closer. Really, I could probably just stick him up here, but nah, we'll play it a little safe, I guess. Don't know why. Actually, I won't stick her there. I'll stick them all there instead. Well, how is everybody else's evening going so far, or morning, as the case may be? Got any recent good pulls? Alright, we cleared that stage. Got all our soul shards and all that business. We got 25 diamonds, 470 XP potions, and 630 coins for that. Crit rate increases the crit hit chance of both basic attacks and I think it says end skills probably. Okay, so now we're on H6-16. The Descend. That's interesting. So it's not the Descent, it's the Descend. Interesting. Alright, this is a boss fight. We have Ludwig the Hierophant. He's interesting. He has this life leeching. Continuously steals HP from the last deployed hero. He also has Abyssal designation. Targets the unit with the lowest HP. If the target's HP is less than 50%, it deals massive damage to heroes near it. And then he has control immunity, so he's immune to all crowd control effects except slow. The bell tolls. Death approaches. Ludwig was once Salem's most treasured friend, but also the most loyal servant to Alderodag. For his master's descending, Ludwig did his friend dirty. So we have him. We've got Adag's follower, Madden Salem farmers, Baron Salems, Abyssal Beholders, High Order Abyssal Beholders, Fallen Archers, and Madden Salem stablemen. We've got 2 soul shards to protect. There are 2 oncoming portals. They recommend 183,884 as the BP for this one. The Descend, Chapter 6. Okay, we're gonna go with a kind of frontal defense here, I think. Ah, look at that. Shot arrogance. How rude. Actually, I won't stick her there. I think I'll stick her here. I wonder if I should just put him here. I was already dead by the time I started to hit the ultimate. That's not the best bet, I suppose. Alright, we're on 18 of 42 right now. It's moving along at pace. May as well shoot off some of these ultimates, I think. I don't know if they'll actually make it go any faster or not, because there's a bit of a delay between one wave and the next for the people who are of the appropriate BP level to recover from one wave to the next, I think. And so I don't know that it'll help to kill them off faster. All right, one way or another, we made it through there. We got 10 diamonds, 1 legendary extract, 1 legendary summoning crystal, 470 hero XP potions, and 630 gold for that. So that got us through stage 6 of the hard, or chapter 6, I suppose. Looks like we have these 3 summoning crystals to claim there. For some reason, I don't have... Oh, I see. We're missing something from stage 5. Interesting. Let's go back and do that real quick. Page 5-11. Looks like we must have gotten a hero killed there when we did that. Interesting. 2 portals to defend, 2 ground portals on attack. There's something about this green flame here in the middle. I can't remember if it was a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, we've got mutant rodents, rippers, skeleton mages, skeleton soldiers, and poison mages attacking here. Looks like we're out of stamina. I'll use one of these small, or stamina potion samples rather, to get enough to be able to do this fight. And again, we'll just throw in the team that we have here. Well, that's interesting. Aha! I must have clicked auto attack. That's unfortunate. I have no idea. I guess we can see what I did last time. Whenever I got somebody killed somehow, or something. Maybe somebody walked through. I have no idea why I didn't get all 3 on this one whenever I did it. But maybe we'll see what happens here. Maybe not, too, though, because, one way to find out. Doesn't look like anybody's in danger of dying, and also nobody got through. Well, that's strange. Okay, well, we got 15 diamonds, 470 XP potions, 630 coins, and one green guy here for that. Not sure what went on there, but okay. Guess I'll take it. And so we get 3 rare summoning crystals for that. And then back over, we did chapter 6. So we're on chapter 7 at the beginning. Alright, that seems like we got far enough for tonight. It is 1:14 a.m. Let's hop back out of here. I'm gonna go look at the arena. We don't have any permits at the moment, and it looks like it'll be 26 minutes before we could get another one. So no luck there. Let's check the Oracle's trial and make sure that our friend Gosner is in no danger of catching up. Looks fairly safe. This ends in 44 minutes, so I feel like odds are good that we're going to make third on that and get those Painter's brush shards. That's the hope anyway. Out of there. Let's see, what other events are ending today? Starcrossed Romance, we know about that. Mystery of Artifacts, that's the one we've been working on there. What else? And then the 7-day sign-in. So everything else is going to be ongoing. I think I got everything from the Ancestral Legacy as far as the dailies. We'll make sure. The daily quests. Okay. Everything appears to be done for all of that. And so, I think we're all set. Okay, maybe not, because I see that Baruch, I gotta check on him. He doesn't have anything exciting, but the shop does, perhaps. Looks like recommended bundle, it says, has something for me. Over here on the advanced campaign fund, it looks like we have 88 diamonds to pay. Cool. Alright, I think that's it. And again, it is time for me to get going, I think. It was a pleasure streaming with all of you, and I managed to suffer through some more of the storyline there, or the campaign. Hopefully I can get that moving a little further soon, so that I can kind of catch up with where I should be there. That would be good. But in the meanwhile, we're just trudging along here, you know. But yes, it was a pleasure talking to all of you. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me so that you can turn on notifications. And then you'll see you next time I go live. Until then, have a good night, everybody.